Ladies and gentlemen, what's up, fight fans? This is Kurt DeVille with Counter Punch Boxing News. And shout out to the one and only person on the chat. You've been counter punched. Stake your claim. Say your name. This is Kurt DeVille with Counter Punch Boxing News. And this is the Q&A. As promised, I would go live and discuss what the questions were asked on the community. I will let the chat load. Let more people come on to the chat. There are strength in numbers, right? We got 2 on the chat. Let's hit the like button, everyone. Come one, come all. It's ginger tea time, so. So getting my tea in. As we let the chat build, please hit the like button when you come on. Three on the chat. Steve J, what's up, brother? Counter two. Hit the like button, will you? If you see one, actually, because a lot of times, man, YouTube, it's tripping. It's been tripping lately, so I don't know what it is. I know I just loaded a few videos, so I'm letting people watch them to come on in so we can join this community Q&A. And the community Q&As is some pretty good topics on there, you know what I mean? Because there's a lot of fights that we want to get made. No one is watching fights right now. Inbong, Imelda, counterpunch to you. Hit the like button, please. We have a interesting group of questions to ask you guys today. We got 4 and 4. We got 4 people on the chat. And one of the first questions is, man, what, and this was the question I asked, and this is out of 4,200 votes, okay? What fight would you rather see in the heavyweight division? Batshit crazy. What's up, brother? Counterpunch to you. And it was Tyson Fury versus Deontay Wilder 3, which came in at 18%. And it came in at a whopping 82% is Tyson Fury versus Dillian White. Okay. Now, I know this fight could seem far-fetched at this point, but it is to prove a point where some fights, regardless of promotional company, should be made. And I feel that a lot of these fights should be, mandated. Untraceable Don, counterpunch to you. Hit the like button, people. We have 9 on the chat. Let's hit the like. Let's get 9 likes. Well, let's get 8 likes. It is what it is. Fury gave Wilder a beating he will never forget. The onslaught will haunt him for the rest of his life. He don't want the third fight. That is a big question. Does Deontay Wilder want the fight? But that's a question I got to go into detail. But, if we're looking at these 2 separate fights, we have by popular demand. This isn't me. Okay. Mighty Thor. What's up, brother? Counterpunch to you. This is from you guys. You guys voted on 4,200 people. That's over 4,000 people. 319 likes, so 138 comments. This is you guys. This is what you had to say about it, and I'll go down the list at the actual GFDHDFAGH. Originally, I hated the idea of a third fight, but Wilder fans are so stupid and so annoying that I wouldn't mind seeing Wilder lose again. Wow. Well, the fight itself has to happen. And regardless of what my personal feelings about it, it's like I feel that Wilder, this is his chance to right his wrong. You know, it's funny and ironic. He mentioned that before, like he wants to right his wrongs. And I remember him saying that before, and I wonder what the hell that meant. Well, now that doesn't matter because now he does get to right his wrongs. He gets to prove that, hey, Tyson Fury didn't beat me. They should have never stopped the fight. I had more fight left in me. I had a whole lot more. Like Clubber Lang, right? He was actually going to play Clubber Lang's son or something like that. That would have been a very good fight or a very good movie, I feel, honestly. Just the personality of Wilder and Mr. T, wonder how they could gel together, you know what I mean? Come on, fool, come on. I'm trying, daddy. I'm going to knock his ass out this time. Kurt, I feel the LBDBC are trying hard to make sure the third fight don't happen because they don't know it's gonna be the same result. Well, I think they're just doing that for views, honestly. I don't know if I don't know if that's really beneficial to Wilder, but I just think they're doing that. They're just peddling views. Wilder only fighting to support his 9 children. Well, that's a good reason to support somebody. It's a good reason to fight. Ben Joe, big up Kurt, big up to you, brother. Mike Wintraub, maybe Fury cheated. I'm open to facts, but nothing is being presented besides steel shots with circles around them that Blue Blood drew with a crayon. You know what, Mike? You got a point there. If Tyson Fury cheated, okay, if Tyson Fury cheated, you have to come with something that gives us doubt, not just a bunch of Photoshop pictures. That shit is not going to work because anybody with we counterpunched it last week, people. The last time I was live, anytime you can just look at a fight and see the way that glove looked on a Photoshop image, you can look at that fight and see that those ridges in that picture or that image does not look like what we saw live with Wilder and Fury. And what I think some moron did was some moron was trying to Photoshop Fury's and it had ridges in it. And then you seen Deontay's glove, and it also had ridges in it. So I think whatever the computer program they were using made the gloves look ridgy. So it made both of the gloves look ridgy. You see what I mean? So it made them both look bad. Now the narrative is turned like, okay, well, hey, what's wrong with Wilder's gloves? Because if you're a Fury fan, you could say the same thing. Well, wait a minute. If this is a true image, and you got two guys, and you saying that Tyson Fury's gloves were ridgy, like you can see his fingerprints inside of them as though he took some cushion out. You can see this. You can see Wilder's gloves looking the same way. So I don't think they really, thought that through as much as they should have. You know what I mean? Unless that was just Fury's, somebody on Team Fury or a Fury fan trying to, twist the narrative, But at the end of the day, still, why would you have that looking glove? Because that's the glove, the same image they were claiming that Tyson Fury that's how it looked. But it's gloves that Wilder looks the same way. So they didn't think that out. They should have at least smoothened his glove out. You know what I mean? Again, that's why I think it's just Fury's team or somebody with Fury. Ben Joe, what's up, brother? Let's see. CJ, Fury will retire before he fights AJ. Too much politics. And Fury will want an unbeaten record to stay. Well, I think he does want an unbeaten record because he does reference himself to Mayweather a lot. Remember the heavyweight Mayweather defense in the first fight? Remember that? Oh, that's hot stuff. So he might want an undefeated record. I don't know if he will keep it, Fury and White would be the most interesting fight if you think about it. I think so too. It is what it is. You are absolutely right. Counterpunch. Think of a White Wilder fight. DW versus DW. USA versus UK. Black versus black. Personality versus personality. The baddest man on the planet versus the body snatcher. That would be a good fight, man. You got the former WBC heavyweight champion of the world versus the interim WBC heavyweight champion that always wanted to fight the former WBC heavyweight champion. So they have unfinished business. You know, it would be a good fight, man. That's why 4,200 people, 4,200, okay, 82% out of 4,200 voted for White Wilder or Wilder White. You know? Let them know, Kurt. The J Roots theory. Absolutely. Mudhorn replicas. The LDBC are now claiming Fury, Gypsy Mob Lord. Their words are now claiming he had WBC president's family kidnapped and threatened to kill them if he didn't help ridge the gloves, and some threats to DM the DW family. What the? You know what? I'm not gonna do a video on that shit. I mean, that shit, I haven't heard anything. I mean, I'm doing a video tomorrow on Kinahan. Okay, I am doing one on Daniel Kinahan, but it won't be of that. No, I haven't heard that. Send me something regarding that makes sense. Don't send me a video about Blue Bloods claiming don't do that, because no, don't do that. You know, too far away. That's just too often for you know. Daniel Kinahan, I'll murder your whole family. Wilder does not deserve the fight. He had two opportunities to dispatch a Fury and he failed both times. Yeah, but you know, if you're referring to White versus Wilder before he gets the crack at Fury, that's not right. Let's see these guys eventually fight though. Blue Blood said he spoke to Wilder. I think he's talking to a poster. Jermaine C. Which Wilder is he referring to? Yeah, no, delete that. Retract that. Okay. Give me something. Wilder fans have more conspiracy theories than Eddie Bravo. Ain't that the truth? Untraceable Don. Wilder's people watched the rap and the gloves being put on. People, I just posted a video showing Tyson Fury. Okay, I got the link below that video. Tyson Fury was getting his hands wrapped. JD's was there. That's it. You know, Kurt just watched AJ versus Pavectin post-interview where Hearn said a Fury fight is boring. Do you agree? I don't know now, Justin, because we don't know what Fury is going to show up. Ask yourself this question, Justin. Was the Fury Wilder 2 fight boring? You know what I mean? It was anything but boring. So we don't know about that because the Crunk Gym has Tyson Fury, aggressive. And that's not a boring style, Now, Fury, Klitschko, shit, snooze fest. You be... If Fury decides to retire, his resume will be pointless and somehow useless. If he claims he is the best of his era, go out there and clean out the division. Still no title defenses. King Sonny Liston, you are absolutely right. But you know something funny? That seems like some shit that Tyson Fury would do. Beat Deontay and then retire. I'm the best of my division. I beat the man. I beat the man. I beat the baddest man on the planet. I beat Klitschko. There can no one beat me. I never lost my belts inside the ring. I am the lineal champion. I go all the way back to John Sullivan. That's what he'll do. And that seems like something he'll do. I mean, no one's beat him, but then you didn't fight the right people. You jumped in the kitchen one time. You stayed in there for a while. You made a cake. You came out with that cake. The only problem is you didn't eat that cake. You went back in the kitchen again. You made a pie. You brought the pie out of the oven. but you didn't eat that pie. Okay. In other words, he didn't defend any of these titles that he won. Yeah, you might have won the fight, made the cake or the pie, but did you eat it? Did you defend it? No, you didn't. So didn't do that at all. Wilder doesn't want it with White. Um, if I'm Wilder, I have a contractual agreement to fight Tyson Fury. So if I'm Wilder right now, why would you want? I mean, fan wise, sure I would love it. But this is a business. Boxing is a business. Deontay Wilder and his handler, they did the smart thing. He exercised the rematch clause. And he's not going to want to fight White before he can fight Fury. You know, he has it already in contract on the papers. Stop this stupid glove gate. It's not even worth giving the conspiracy any more attention. Peter Thomas, I agree with you. It's just every so often you have to curve the narrative. You have to go against the stream because a lot of people are making so many videos, and people that are not intelligent are believing that shit. They don't believe in doing it. Not even not intelligent, just naive. That's the best word for them, Peter. You know, so you have to really give truth because you always want to tell the truth where a bunch of lies are being said. Because if you don't, that means words stop meaning anything. And when that happens, people can say anything for any reason. You know, that's not cool. But that's my counterpunch on that. I agree with you, Peter Thomas. That shit crazy. Wilder is not the baddest man on the planet. He's just the worst heavyweight on the planet. Bad shit crazy. I wouldn't agree with that. I wouldn't agree he's the worst heavyweight. Um, he's not the very best champion because of the opposition, but like the worst heavyweight, I can't go that far. Because here's the thing. Wilder is a kind of guy that he beat those low interim guys. He beat Chris Ariola and Spilka and Dunapas. Dunapas did swell him up some. Okay. And Dunapas, that is a great Dunapas. Yeah. You know, he gave Deontay Wilder a pretty good challenge, for his, for that particular level, you know, on that level. Have you watched Tate Jones' Team Wilder interview recently, Tom Joseph? I think I've seen a little bit about that. He's one of Wilder guys, right? I seen him talk about Mauricio Suleiman, and I'm gonna talk about that tomorrow because I want to watch the video again. I don't want to go half cocked. I want to listen to what he had to say. It was something about he was denying that Mauricio was there. So I have to watch it again because we have to see what Mauricio said, you know, versus what they said he didn't say, because they're lying. They're calling Mauricio a liar, so I have to see exactly what he said if that makes sense. But I think I've seen a little bit of Tate Jones's interview, but I'm gonna watch it again just to make sure. Mr. Joseph, Mudhorn replicas. It's on Ego's video and comments. Okay. Steve J. Kurt, do you think that all of the sanctioning are mandatories before Fury Wilder with the fight agent? No, I don't think so, but they could, because boxing is a business, so boxing is about money, but then these guys, if they feel they can get an extra sanctioning body fee, especially the IBF. But that's why they're going the IBF route and fighting Pulev, and if he beats Pulev, he will be the second person to beat Pulev. So Klitschko, Joshua beating Pulev, Klitschko, Joshua beating Povetkin. So, a lot of these guys, and that just shows you that Povetkin, Pulev, those guys haven't fought. That's why Dillian White's fighting Povetkin finally. But that fight should have been around. He should have fought Povetkin 3 years ago. Kubrat Pulev. Why couldn't he fought Andy Ruiz? Like these fights should have happened. If this was in the 90s, all of these motherfuckers would have fought each other. I'm going to be real. All of these fighters that are in this decade, If this was in the decade of the 90s era, they would have all fought each other. The only people I know that did not really fight was Lennox Lewis and Riddick Bowe. Riddick Bowe was ducking. That's it. Riddick Bowe was ducking. He was ducking that ass. Okay. Matt Drummond, complete property restorations. White will steamroll Wilder. Now it's proved he's a one-trick pony. Matt, let me tell you something. You would assume that. And that could be the very thing that gets White knocked out. Because, see, here's the thing about fighters. Not saying White couldn't do it. I'm not saying that. But what I'm saying is when you come in overconfident because you've seen someone do something that you said you would do, but you haven't done, you have to be cautious of what that one trick is. Okay? You have to be cautious of, hey, White can still get knocked down. He got knocked down by Rivas. Remember that? That's before the Darius Walk fight. That was his last true challenge, honestly. His last fight, he was challenging himself. He was so damn fat. Black Michelin man in the house. Okay? But could White steamroll over Wilder? We got to see that. Because Wilder is not the type of... See, the problem is, I kind of would believe that White... Because Wilder don't have head movement at all. So if White throws 4 or 5 punches at him, he's probably going to hit 2 or 3 out of that 4, especially if he's headhunting. But a guy like White's going to go to the body and upstairs, you know. But he has to be careful coming in on Wilder because Wilder ain't the slowest fighter. In fact, he's one of the quickest. So I want Wilder at probably 220, not at 230, 231. He's too big for that. I don't think God made him to be that big to box. He'll probably get that big when he's, you know, fill in, when he, you know, retired. He's doing some films because I know that's his passion. So he can get thicker then. But now he needs to be about 218, 219. That's fighting weight for him. I don't think he needs to get any bigger. If it ain't broke, don't fix it. You know, that speed generates that power, not the size. He ain't Andy Ruiz. He ain't Tyson Fury. Those guys put on weight because they didn't have that that cracking power. He already had it. So let that be that. Okay? But April Brooks, what's up? Counterpunch to you. But I don't know. That one trick is a mother sucker, Matt, because that's the one thing that put a lot of people on their ass. Ask Fury. People forget about he put Fury down twice. And Fury got up. Oh, he is the hardest puncher in heavyweight history. No doubt about it. So, you know, White, he can be hurt. He's been dropped, right? So, hey, here's another question, guys. Do you think Dillian White's chinny? You know what? I'm going to add that to the community. And we'll come back to that. Yeah, by the way, they are saying Fury gangster by day and boxer by night is ridiculous. James Davies. I don't know. He might be. I am the Gypsy King gangster. Nobody can fuck with me. Oh, man. How much longer have we got to put up with this Wilder crap? Lack 74. When I guess he gets humbled. When that fight's over. Win, lose, or draw. If he wins, you're going to hear Wilder. To this day, you're going to hear Wilder. And you might hate it, but hey, it is what it is. Skrilla 50. Counterpunch to you, brother. What's up? Graham Taylor. Blue Blood is streaming. Uh-oh. Damn. Blue Blood is streaming now, going on about how the WBC were in on the whole thing. We're in on the whole what? What are you talking about? James Davies. Wilder and his team approved the gloves before the fight. Yes, he did. You know, if you guys haven't seen my video, check it out. Blue Blood is an idiot with no boxing knowledge whatsoever. Blue Blood is an opportunist. He's making them videos because he knows people are watching that shit. Aaron, 87. You sound like John Fury. Look, Tyson Fury gonna sound like John Fury in about 10 years. If you notice how Tyson sounded about 10 years ago, hello everyone, how you doing? I'm Tyson Fury, right? Now you kind of got a little raspy voice, maybe it's the coke or whatever, hard living. I am the Gypsy King, But 10 years he gonna sound like John. Hello, I am Tyson Fury. Daniel Crawford, AJ is an easy fight for Fury. That could be. That could not be. We have to see. Daniel Crawford. We started something. Kick big T. Kick BT. I always wondered why nobody that interviews Fury doesn't tell him that those belts that he had are in the past and that he didn't defend them and that he should stop saying that because it's stupid. Kick BT. I'm going to tell you why. The moment somebody says that, especially being a journalist or an interviewer, you don't approach someone with your own opinion. Because the moment you do that, he's going to take offense to it. His publicist, he's going to inform his publicist never to call that person, interviewer, back again for no reason. Ellie Setback can never interview Tyson Fury because he said something and he talked some type of shit. And Tyson Fury remembered that and he kicked him out. If you guys can remember, he kicked out Ellie Setback, and Ellie Setback is the man in them. He has footage and shit. South California, he goes all over the place, to get that footage. So he's that grinding dude. He grinds all the time. He uploads about 20 videos a day. I'm like, damn. That's a lot of time on your hands. Shit. But he does that. But because he said something contrary to what Tyson Fury liked, he ain't getting that interview. And a lot of people don't do that because they don't want to piss off that person because they want to come back and to interview that person again. Because that person, an exclusive interview gets you views. If you have an exclusive, especially with someone known, that's just like me interviewing Anthony Joshua. We're sitting at the round table, chopping it up, asking them questions. We're going back and forth. I'm listening to them, this, that, and the other. That's going to do 100,000 to 300,000, 500,000 views. So they know they can afford that type of viewership to be stopped, right? They don't want to jeopardize that. That's why kick bit or kick BT or kick butt, kick, right? EJ, I'm beginning to believe Blue has mental problems. I was talking to a friend yesterday, EJ. Like, I'm not joking or any of this shit. It's not funny. But Blue Blood, he has like a mental illness. He shared it. I remember looking at a video. He was talking about mental illness because he was referencing Tyson Fury's mental illness. So, I'm not going to call the man retarded or nothing like that. But mental problems, if you want to say you have mental problems, I think that's a bit harsh. Because I wouldn't say that about someone with mental issues or mental illness. I think the term is mental illness. Because that's what Tyson Fury said. That's what Blue Blood says. That's what Tyson Fury, all those guys, that's what it's regarded as. So, at the end of the day, he does, but I would word it, EJ, mental illness. And it's nothing to joke about because it's nothing that, nothing is more powerful other than your spirituality than your mind, but not even so because the way you think. You think your ass will follow. So if you're in the shit all the time, it's not good. Ask Tyson Fury. Ask Alexis Arguello. Ask Arturo Gatti. Ask a lot of these fighters. And half of those fighters, people, are not here with us any longer. Why? Because of something that they're dealing with mentally. Okay? It's a very powerful thing. It's a big problem. And Alexis Arguello, he killed himself. Gotti, I don't believe he killed himself, but I think drugs and alcohol. So he had a substance abuse problem. So that could kind of turn into like mental illness at a certain point. You know what I mean? I think a lot of that goes hand in hand because how mentally strong you are dictates what you can do and what you can't do. So, Walk the World WK. Hi from the UK. Hey, hi back. April Brooks, I think they're saying why Tyson Fury had cheated because he didn't whoop Deontay Wilder like that in the first fight. April, he didn't fight Wilder like that in the first fight, except for 2 rounds. The rounds he went down, April. Okay, he went down in the ninth. He rallied back, right? And he caught Wilder with something that got Wilder's attention. But when Wilder put him on his flat on his back, Fury got up and caught Wilder with some good shots. Wilder was buckled. Okay, he was buckled. Okay, so they knew, and they watched that fight enough. Wilder was hurt, so they knew all we need to do is work on a game plan. Get with another trainer. Ben, you don't think this is right? Because Ben didn't like it. I'm going to tell you that right now. Ben did not like the idea of him taking it to Wilder. I think Ben got jealous. Ben Davison, his best friend that got him through all that mental illness crap, helped him lose all that freaking weight. At the end of the day, I feel he turned his back on him because Tyson Fury wanted Ben Davison in that corner with Javon Sugar Hill. He didn't want to do it. I guess he was too proud. He didn't believe in the game plan. He was more concerned with taking it easy, staying safe, boxing on the outside when at times, triple, double and triple up on the jab, throw the right hand in there, get the hell out of there. That was the game plan for Ben Davison, and Tyson Fury didn't want to go that route. So he fell out. They fell out. Oh, we're still friends at the end of the day. No, I think Ben Davison and Tyson Fury, I don't think they're friends like people think they. I don't think they're enemies, but I don't think they're just cool like they used to be. You know what I mean? And I don't think they can be that cool simply because he doesn't train them no more. When you stop training a person, just like you don't spend a lot of time with that person no more. So obviously by default, you're not going to be as close, right? So Donald Whitting. Okay, Whitting. Hello, Kurt from Fort Myers, Florida. I love your channel. Give me that Becky. He from where Plaza's from. Cool. I'm gonna tell you who else is down there. Like Fort Myers. Not well, it's kind of close. St. Petersburg. Winky Wright. Who else is down there? Keith Thurman is down in Clearwater. So, all that. That's a beautiful part of Florida. I love it there. Each time I have the opportunity to go back, I go. But appreciate you, Donald. Beautiful place. Metal Larton. Wilder is the best twerker of the heavyweight division, but arguably the biggest champion of the American boxing history. He was hyped up. I think he was just protected too long. I think they protected him too early and too long. I think they should have put him out there and gave him real risk. He could have been Wilder could have been a lot. Wilder could have been bigger than Fury right now. If he would have fought Klitschko, knocked out Klitschko, that would have been that. But we know that didn't happen, and we all know why. Okay. Forza Rider. Wilder fans think the WBC are corrupt due to the conspiracies floating about. Do they still think that after the WBN recently state Wilder is their number one heavyweight? I don't know, man. I don't know. I think it's all about money. Better Thomas or Peter Thomas. The hell I was thinking about. Let Fury do the job and retire Wilder. Then we can move on to quality boxing. I don't want Wilder to retire. I want him. I want to see how good he is. See, you can't just fight Fury. One man. Okay. 82% wants to see Fury White rather than Fury Wilder. Ian, absolutely. 90s boxing was awesome, Graham Taylor. Lennox Lewis is a legend. He made me respect him. Tua is my favorite. Bear or Herbert, your name is. I'm going to tell you something. I was with you. I loved David Tua. He was like an humble guy, kind of like Manny Pacquiao, but he'll knock your head off. He was probably about the same height as Manny Pacquiao. He was short as shit. He was, what changed for him? He started gaining weight. His diet was terrible. Spam with macaroni and mayonnaise and shit in it, and Kelloggin, and you know what I mean, and stew fowl and all this good island shit. You know what I mean? It's bad, man. Kirk, would you agree that they should all fight each other like a round robin event, MMA like Justin Blackwall or Blackall? Yep, they should. You know what I mean? They should. Everybody should fight everybody. And then I guarantee you, if everybody fight everybody, somebody will have a loss. Everybody won't be like Joshua Wilder. Everybody gonna get their ass whooped. It just depends on what can you do to adjust. I got beat by this guy. I need to fight him again. That's why I think the sanctioning bodies are so scared about mandatories, and Bob Arum and all them. They're scared about that because they don't want these mandatory fighters to have it their way, because they have it their way now by default because they're mandatory. And if the mandatory beats the champion, he does not have to fight that champion again at all. That's why we knew the Tyson Fury Wilder mandatory fight. That wasn't a mandatory fight. Kurt, you're absolutely right about the '90s. Everyone fought. The '90s was great. Donald, everyone did fight. Tua versus Tyke, what a fight! Yeah, I think that's the true record breaker. I don't think it's anything with Jarrell Miller. I have nothing against Miller, but his name is, he's in the shit house right now. So everything he does athletically before, I mean, it's not really right to do that because you can't claim it, but you know, you can assume it. People are going to think it. His credibility just dropped out the ass. It falls from grace, you know. So Ike Barabucci versus David Tua, I think that is still the record breaker. White would fight inside and push forward. We could get clipped. He could get clipped though. K Slays, you're absolutely right. And then see, the thing is, Dillian White, it ain't the fact that can you outbox Wilder, can you beat Wilder, can you out hustle Wilder, can you outmaneuver Wilder. You can do all those things in the same fight, but in that same freaking fight, he knocks you out. Mm-hmm. You could be winning every round. Look at Ortiz. Ortiz won. I'm talking about the second fight, people. If you look at the amount of rounds in that seven, no, like 10 to 7, yeah, 17 rounds that these guys fought, like 17, damn near 17 full rounds, 16 full rounds. Luis Ortiz won at least 12, 13 of them. You know what I mean? So you can do that with Wilder, but don't let Wilder hit you. And then that's what he's banking on. He ain't banking on out. And then that's what made it bad, and that's what made me disappointed in Wilder. The first thing that made me disappointed in Deontay was when he said when you have will and power, you don't need skill, or you don't need skill. You have power. I'm like, dude, that's an amateur remark. That's somebody arrogant saying some shit like that. Well, look who was saying it, right? So I don't know, but but K, yeah, he could get clipped. One solo JC. Deontay Wilder wants to get pregnant in 78 for us already. Oh God, that pregnancy shit. That twerking didn't help though. It didn't help because people gonna bring that shit back up. Him talking about he want to have a baby on top of twerking. You know, if we are being fair, and though Wilder is not the problem, the PBC Heyman, if it's worked once, they will use the same pop star template Heyman employs. Well, you know what, that is true. Bogey 708, what's up, brother? Skrilla 50, but big respect to Dillian White for taking the tough fights. Yeah, that is true. But I think he had no choice. He had to make a name for himself. You know, Wilder, and then he's not a PBC fighter, so he doesn't have the luxury of fighting these nobody ass people. White won't beat any top three British fighter. Well, we have to see. I know a fighter he didn't beat, Tyson Fury. Today's heavyweights are just businessmen, all kind of Mayweather Mayweatherization syndrome. Show me a guy who's never been beaten, and I'll show you the guy who never fought one guy worth a damn. Hey, that's true. You know, because I believe that, and I say that, and people don't catch on, but I do say that every time, if you got a guy undefeated, the chances are that guy, though it was he either picked them fights himself or his team strategically picked them himself. You know, now they a lot of people, a lot of times they used to do that because they were trying to hold out for a big fight and they don't want to mess it up. But this is Floyd Mayweather. Floyd didn't need any of that shit. He had tough fights. If he got the nod on some, that's okay, but it's better than not fighting him at all. You know, saying, "Oh, he's not big enough. He's not a big enough attraction." Oh, that left hook would take Wilder out. It could. Question. Crazy question. If Tyson Fury fought the young Mike Tyson, who would win? Mike Tyson would knock them all out. A young Mike, he would knock him out. Because he would be too small, too quick. And short as Tyson is, he's going to get lower. He's going to get low to the point it's not going to be, their punches won't generate that type of power down there. And he's so fast. One thing people don't understand, Kid Dynamite, he's also known for his swiftness. He could move, man, and it's almost like what the, you know what I mean? It's almost like something is just weaving towards you that will eventually knock you the hell out. And that's exactly what happened. So April, I go for Mike. A run. I love White. He's the boxer I support the most, but he takes a lot of punishment in the ring. I think Povetkin will be his hardest fight to date. It'll be a good fight versus Wilder. I think he still beat Wilder though. Not if he gets hit with that right hand. Mm-mm. He gets hit with that right hand and gets hurt. He's going night. You know, regardless of what I think. I'm not a gambling man, so I don't worry about betting. So, but if I had to guess, who would get their punches off, it depends on who comes into better shape. Because White, if he gets a fight with Wilder, he owes it to himself to be in shape. If he doesn't get in shape, I don't know what to tell you. Pulev, Povetkin, and Ortiz has one chance left. I think they all will lose their next fights and retire this year. Good. Good. Why to get? Oh God, I don't want to hear that. Yeah, White is chinny. Do an impression of Fury and Anthony Joshua. Dan Fogg. Come on, AJ. What are you gonna do, A Juice and J? What are you gonna do to me? You're nothing but a fucking bodybuilder. Oh, Tyson Fury, he's still talking again. Don't worry, when I get him in the ring, I'm gonna knock him spot. Oh man, it's crazy. Let's see. Luke Beresford. Okay, counterpunch from England. I hope I didn't mess that up. Chris Morris. Wilder ego kept him at his heart. He was beyond being able to bow out gracefully after he had said, "Yeah, that's true." I know, right? I mean, if you listen to AJ though, he does have that Jay Z like laugh, don't he? Yeah, yeah, mate. It's funny when he heard Andy Ruiz. I'm going to be the fighter. I'm going to upset. I'm going to be the best, the number one. I'm gonna win. Yeah, right. Oh man, that's funny. Classic fucking laugh though, man. You know what I mean? What is a people's champ who doesn't love an underdog? I have him to beat every top heavyweight on a good night. Hey, Chris Morris. That very well may be. You know? Ruiz, Usyk, Ruiz Jr., and Fury. I want all these motherfuckers to fight. I can't wait for these fights to happen. Okay? That's what it's about, man. Boxing up, Boki 708. Kurt, why don't you interview boxers and be the American Coogan? Dan Fogg, um, shit, where are they? I'm gonna reach out to Wilder, Team Wilder, but I think a lot of those interviews are mostly politics, you know, um, like Andy Ruiz, I have to fly there. But to understand something, man, if I had the time, which kind of I do have the time, but everyone's in quarantine, and that's the only reason I have the time. If I was like, excuse me, if I was like one of those guys that did this like full time, I would, not saying I won't, okay, but it's one of those situations where you have to think or have to have a certain narrative to get certain interviews. I feel you have to kiss somebody's ass. You have to, be that guy that's already a fan, you know, of these fighters before these fighters even give you a time of day. Ricky Torre. Blue speaks to Deontay to this day, but supposedly he'll talk one day, according to Blue Blood, is spokesman for Deontay. It seems plus number one fan. That's what I'm saying, Ricky. You have to be a fan of these guys. I like some of the things that Wilder has done. You know, Wilder has said, he's quite humorous. He's entertaining. He's not a boring personality. He ain't an Adrian, bro. He's his own guy, right? K Slays. You know, I like Deontay, but I think right now, um, I think he losing. I think he losing right. Um, if he keeps this up, he's gonna lose the fight. You know, and the proof is in the pudding. I mean, he's not landing shots. And Tyson Fury's getting off first. You know, that's what I'm saying. Do Frank Warren. Man, I can't do Frank Warren. Frank Warren sounds like how this fucking tea, this ginger tea, because the ginger's strong. Um, so it's like, yeah, I would like, yeah, I think Tyson Fury. I think Tyson Fury is good. I think he's the best. I think he's better than anybody and any others in any other boxing. I think Dillian White is shit. I think AJ is a hype job. Eddie Hearn is a pompous bastard. I think that's what it is. Okay, Eddie Hearn. Eddie Hearn. When I think of AJ, I think of money. I think of success. I see Under Armour. I see the Range Rover. I see all these guys, and when I make a fight, and I ask, cause I'm his boss. No, he's my boss. He's my boss. I'm not his boss. I asked AJ, hey, do you want to do it? I'm like, all right then, let's get it done. That's Eddie Hearn. I've been listening to him for a while because he talks a lot of shit. Oh, Shelly Finkel. Oh God, here we go. Deontay is not taking interviews. He's not fighting any top quality opponents at this time. He's our baby champion. He will always be close to my bosom, and I will always, as long as I'm alive, I'm going to protect Deontay Wilder. He's a special fighter, but he's a champ, but he's still a baby. Oh man. See, can you do an impression of old school Fury when he said that on an interview that David Price, you a plumber? No, no, I'm not really good at him. You know what? Tyson Fury sound a lot like Ricky Hatton. He sounded, a lot like Ricky Hatton. Arizism. Yeah, yeah. Andy Ruiz, he's Andy, he's changed his tune. I did a video about it today. Hey, Curtis Wilder on the redemption list. Yeah, yeah. It's volume 8. So look up volume 8 on the redemption list. Yeah, or volume 7 or 8. Because I know I did one of Dominic Brazil. So, but it's ironic. Deontay Wilder put Dominic Brazil on the redemption list. you know. Oh, they're both from Manchester. Okay, that makes sense. Fury and Hatton. Luke. Yeah, you got the name right. Love the channel. What do you think about Fury undefeated, undisputed by next year? I don't know. I mean, hopefully the fights can happen. Hopefully fights happen. Period. People, let me break something down to you. Let me counterpunch everybody on here. We have to get the fights back to normal before we can get these huge fights back. People are all, yeah, we want to see boxing happen, but do you think these promoters, these fighters are going to put their health on the line when this fucking corona's doing this here? That's all it's doing. You know, People go back down, they stay inside, stay home, keep social distancing and all that. It kind of goes down. When they start opening shit back up, it goes up. You know what I mean? So it's like fucking tide in the ocean. So we have to hope and pray that the fights will come back and people will go back to everyday living. 70% of the USA have been affected because of this shit because they're unemployed. You got to think about all the servers and the bartenders and all that. You think these people don't like MMA or UFC and boxing? They love that shit, but if it's nothing to show, they ain't at work. They can't afford to. You think they're going to be at home? They're used to being at work, making cash, watching the shit at the same time, killing two birds with one stone. So we have to get boxing back first. We can talk about it all day, but it has to be back. You know, People need to stop comparing today's modern heavyweights to fighters of old. Otherwise, this era will never be great. People say these heavyweights aren't what they used to be. I'm fed up with it. Sam Spam. You okay? When you're talking about fighters of old, who are we referring to? Are we referring to Ali and his age, or Mike Tyson, Larry Holmes? Who are we referring to? The Holyfield era, Lennox Lewis. What are we talking about? Donald Mike Tyson. I'm Mike Tyson. I'm back. I didn't break my back. I'm back. I smoke weed every day. It's good. It's good. I love weed. It puts me in a happy place. I see stars and green clovers and stuff. Do you think DDD beats White? Yes. A. O'Neal, I think Daniel Dubois knocks Dillian White out. I'm glad somebody asked me that. I think Triple D will knock out Dillian White. It'll be a good fight for a while until something happens. Kurt, would you get in the ring on a YouTuber boxing card against Blue Blood or one of the other Wilder channels? They probably say you tamper with the gloves and love. Uh, yeah, I would. I would love to boxing ego. I would love to see what he got. I know you're heavyweight. Shit, if you 6'4", 6'5", and you ain't a heavyweight, something wrong. Something's wrong here. Oh, UK's the same. Well, it's like that everywhere. You know what I mean? Like this shit's getting bad. Why are you ignoring me? What do you mean, wizard sleeve? What did you ask, wizard sleeve? Uh-oh. Okay, why are you ignoring me? Okay, I heard that twice. What did you ask? AJ and White are where it's at. Okay, all right, I guess they're up there. Do Apollo Creed saying you're going down. You're going down. You're going down, Balboa. You're going down. You know, I never said that you was my toughest fight. What's the matter with you? Blue Blood taking advantage of this LL damn like he knows the facts. Main money, he's making some main money. He making Blue Blood money. That's what he's doing. Gentleman's game. What's up, brother? You know, we need more stimulus. Ricky Torre, yeah, we do. Counterpunch to that shit. We need to stop comparing. Yeah, yeah, well, I got that one. All right, all right. Now we know why you're a stunt man. Oh, okay. There you go. Um, I guess that was a diss. It's to the birds with one pellet now. Yeah. Kurt versus Blue Blood on the undercard of KSI versus Logan Paul 3. That would be fucking good. But how old is Blue Blood though? Honestly, I don't know how old he is. You know what I mean? I don't know. I don't know much about him at all. So I don't know him. I just know what the content he makes and all that stuff. You know. Oh, the 1970s and the 90s. Well, they got to fight each other, man, eventually. We can't do this shit, what we're doing now. So I can see why people talk shit and pop shit off. I think it's pointless to compare different heavyweights. We'll never find out. Yeah, we will. We'll find out when they all fight each other. If they never fight each other, we'll never know, and then we'll be disappointed as an era. Okay? April Brooks. Yeah, April. Muhammad Ali. You mean a Cassius Clay? That was a witty guy. You know. Do Blue Blood. It's your boy Blue Blood Sports TV. Come back at you with another one. Okay, right. The WBC. We have proof that Tyson Fury cheated in the dressing room, and we have Marcelo's Wilder to prove it, and he has that. Well, we have it. He says that Tyson, the Gypsy King Fury, definitely cheated. That's how we know that he cheated. Oh man. That's how that is. We have proof. Oh, he's Ortiz age? Well, damn. And then, I know that's fucked up because people fuck with his age all the time. Stop ignoring me, Kurt. Okay, what did you say? I'm technically a heavyweight. Ha ha ha. Yeah. But I like that. I like those channels though that they do promote other channels, like not just LDBC channels, but like kid channels. Because it's one channel that they promote, and I know Dante Boxing Nation will promote. He'll promote like another person or somebody's product. That's what you're supposed to do. That's empowerment. So that's good. What's your top five, Kurt? I know you are ignoring this one. Top five what? Heavyweights? Ike Barabucci, Joe Louis, Lennox Lewis, Muhammad Ali. That's it. Boxing ego is slick. I would not box him for sure. He's slick. I don't know. I mean, he might be. I ain't scared of the motherfucker. you know. Nicholas Ashbury, have you heard that guy talk? He's a serious. He sounds like a hater. Well, I mean, I don't know how long ago he was in the camp with Tyson Fury, but he was in there. I seen that video. I seen it fucking 2 years ago. And he was just saying like the gloves and stuff like that. He's like, "Do you know how to fuck who the fuck I am?" No, I don't. We don't know who the fuck you are. Who are you? You know, Kurt comes from Muay Thai background, I believe, so he has the mentality it would keep these guys other channels. Well, yeah, Muay Thai. I started out with Taekwondo, then Muay Thai. then kickboxing, which is pretty much the same thing, then MMA. So started to roll a little bit. So but no, spinal, no, not spinal, spinal. Blue Blood looks like he's been used as a guinea pig for smoking crack. Oh man, that's cold. That's cold, Elliot. Um, White will not beat Fury. He'll gas out as usual. Now that's a good one. Now see, White, he gets tired. See, a lot of times, yeah, Lennox Lewis. Lennox Lewis is a badass heavyweight, man. Joe Louis, Ika Barabucci. I just so many I like though, because you also had fighters like Ken Norton. He was a beast, you know. But Ika Barabucci is probably one of the best that hasn't been, and he's been tested but didn't get there. He's like a Tony Ayala in retrospect. Tony Ayala was like the number one contender before he went to jail for raping somebody. He went to jail for like 20 years, right? He gets out and he gets beat by Yori Boy Campus because he breaks his hand. And you know what he does? He goes and rapes somebody again and goes back to prison. I'm like, dude, what the hell? Inner demons, man, I tell you. Mental illness, people. Back on that shit, right? So no one is giving White a chance against AJ, Wilder, Fury, or DeAndre. White might knock all of them out. I mean, he hurt AJ. You forgot that. I mean, he fought AJ. That would know AJ. I mean, AJ was beating him, but I mean, he did. Look, White was fighting that motherfucker. They fought. That was like a grudge match. You know. So I mean, he might beat Fury. He said he already had Fury on the ground crying like a bitch. We forget that. Roy Jones Jr. talking about an exhibition with Mike Tyson. What do you think? I think it's great. I think it's absolutely great, Chris Morris. I would love to see that because they're both in the 50s. Wait a minute. Yeah. Jones is in his 50s now. Do Dillian White. Dillian White's kind of like a... Dillian White, he doesn't like nobody, right? Just got a feeling, Nikki. I got a feeling. Ooh. Let me stop singing that. Because every time I sing that, end up getting fucked up or something. Let's see. Okay. Boxing ego boxes. But he's got a padded record. Okay. Just got a feeling. Thought Boxing Ego was an actor. He was an actor once upon a time. People didn't know that shit. I bet you his name wasn't Boxing Ego. Dylan White enters the ring has a whole new meaning of now. These dudes are cowards. These dudes are cowards. I want my shot. I've been waiting 1,000 days. These dudes are cowards. AJ, I'll knock AJ out. He's a fag. Tyson Fury, I had the bitch on the ground. He's a fucking stitch up. A fucking stitch up, bro. I'll fight all these guys, man. I want all the smoke. It's Dillian White. UK here, mate. Liverpool Counterpunch. Great channel. Dean Me. Appreciate you, man. Thank you. What is your height and weight? 230, 6'2". Yep. Real slugfest. Watch Fury versus Chisora 2. That is how Fury versus White would end. Oh, wow. Okay. Dillian White's got the Jamaican twang like Lennox Lewis. He does. I smoke a little bit, man. I smoke in between. I smoke and I eat. I love to eat fucking meatball sandwiches and potato chips, and I smoke. So if anybody busts me for shit, it's gonna be weed, man. It's gonna be loud. I love this shit. I love that playing my PlayStation. And fuck with my dogs. Dylan White. Let's see. White is up. not, then he will sue the WBC, and then they risk losing a lot of money. I hope so. That could work. People are forgetting AJ can punch. People do forget that shit, don't they, DeAndre? Counter punch to you. They forget that AJ can punch with either hand. I love the fact that White is on everyone's lips right now, and it's so refreshing that he is getting some attention now after being in the shadows for so long. Chris Morris, I just think he wants to get in where he fits in. Um, but if you think about it, if he would have fought Wilder and beat Wilder, you know, this would have been a totally different platform. And this is something I think about with Wilder. You know, Wilder really disappointed me because Wilder could have fought Martin before he went over there and got that payday with Joshua. See, if he would have fought Martin and beat Martin, then fought Klitschko, his his career would have been set. You know, you are just as good as the people you fight. Well, and I know Charles Martin wouldn't, he just got the belt and all, but he would at least been a unified champion. Then we would have had like, okay, we have Martin over here. He's the IBF champion. We have Deontay Wilder, WBC champion. Then we'd at least had heavyweights over here. Okay, fine. Over across the pond, you got Joshua and Klitschko and all that. But at least we would have had that. But it's just disappointing, you know. Mick Mac, love your channel. Appreciate you. Appreciate you. I saw a podcast with Lennox Lewis. The two hosts were from the UK. His Jamaican UK accent went into overdrive. I gave man the thing. I gave man the thing. White and Chisora are two warriors, great characters too. Yeah, those dudes have fought what 23 rounds together. You got to respect yourself 3 times to do a Dillian White impression. Dillian White's hell, man. He fight anybody. I fight Jarrell Miller on the shit. I don't care. I'll fight him on the shit. That doesn't mean shit. I will fight Jarrell Miller. I will fight Big Baby. I will beat the Big Baby out of Jarrell Miller. I will punch his pharmacy out of his mouth. Kurt, Dillian White is originally from Jamaica. I know. Yeah, I know that. Okay, let's see. Tyson cheated. Mick Mac. Okay. He says, I have proof. Send it to me, Mick Mac. I want to see this shit. Conspiracy. Glove Gate resurrected. No, resurrected. Efe Ajagba beats Dubois. Ooh, wow. That would be a great fight. And I think that's honestly going to be this fight that never happens. It's going to be the next big-ass fight that never happens, people. Efe Ajagba versus Daniel Dubois is going to be like Dillian White versus Deontay Wilder versus Anthony Joshua. It's going to be a big-ass fight that brews and talks about happening, but never happens. You know? That's the thing about boxing, unlike other sports. Nationalism, patriotism isn't as prevalent to me because it's just one guy against one guy. Those two guys are often from the same country. Well, that's true. I feel like Bo and Lewis dodged a bullet face Barabucci. I feel so too. I don't think they would have wanted to fight that guy at all. That would have been a classic fight, though. Lennox Lewis and Ika Barabucci. I think Barabucci would have knocked out Lennox because he would have caught Lennox with something. It would have been a good fight as long as it lasts because Lennox Lewis will. I think what happens to Lennox is Lennox gets in there and starts boxing these guys, and it's like what happens with a Wilder opponent. They get in there and start boxing Wilder, and it's like, okay, he ain't that good, and then gets hit and hurt, and knocked out. Lennox Lewis does that too. He did it with Hasim Rahman, right? He went over there to South Africa. He just thought, okay, I'm going to show my African peeps that I can do what it is and do what it does and all this. And it's like he gets knocked out because he's seen, okay, this guy can't box like I thought he can. So he lets his guard down. Then, boop, Game over. Yoel Romero should go to heavyweight boxing. Nah, he's too much of a wrestler. I don't think he needs to be over in that play. I think he needs to be where he's at. The man has freakish skills at 43 years of age, so it is what it is. The belt is in UK and Wilder does not make the big purse. For an American, your impressions are really good considering that you are doing an English Jamaican accent. Thank you, Chris. Appreciate you. After White showed up out of shape for his last fight, we looked at him funny. Lottie, that's what put him on the redemption list. I'm like, hell no, ain't nobody supposed to be that high caliber like Dillian White comes in that fat. Now, if you think about this, now I want you guys to think about something. You took, when did Deontay fight Ortiz? November. I mean, Deontay Wilder fight Ortiz. Was it in November? Right. So that Ortiz that fought that Deontay Wilder would have beat Dillian White that night in December. There's no doubt about it. You can argue with me. That's just my opinion. Dillian White would have got knocked out. Fighting a southpaw like Ortiz, yeah, he would have knocked out. He would have knocked out White. Going to go now. My man is getting jealous. He said, "I care more about you than him." Thank you for the live spring. Much love. Hey, Nikki Blue Eyes. Much love back. Tell him, don't worry, be happy. See you on the next trip, Nikki Blue Eyes. Scans Ranch. Yep, yep, you are right. Okay, all right, I'm missing the. Wilder made 25 million. That's a big fight purse. Hell yeah, give me $25 million. Dubois will smoke Effie. Did you see Fan Man live Holyfield? Barry Hearn is in. Oh God, Barry Hearn is in the Jeffrey Epstein Black Book with his wife and. Oh God, I don't want to talk about that shit. He could have made it sooner. Well, yeah, he could have honestly, but it is what it is. You know, think about what he made 2 years ago to what he's making now. That's an accomplishment, if anything. Let's look at it this way. Give Andy Ruiz $25 million. That's twice as much as he made for the AJ fight, right? So we got to be real about that. So, Mick Mac, I just watch all the slow motion replays in the rematch, in the match. Okay. Lennox Lewis had an amazing double jab that was hard to get past. That's right. Lennox Lewis, you get past my jab, you have to follow my right hand. If Mike Tyson wants to test, I put him the rest. Big up England, big up. Luke Campbell versus Ryan Garcia. Yeah, that's what I'm looking forward to, David Mason. I am looking forward to that shit. I am looking forward. See, that type of fight like that, that's going to show who is going to make or break Garcia. Because Luke Campbell is not coming to lay down. And Ryan Garcia, he's not a, whatchamacallit. He's not a Lomachenko. He's fast, he's quick. But it's going to be a very balanced fight, people. Rivas versus Ruiz Jr. would be a great fight. It would, because if you notice about Rivas, he's a plotter. He doesn't do a lot of movement. It would be probably a war, honestly. These guys know each other. Rivas beat him in the amateurs. So, yeah, he's a solid operator. He gave Lomachenko a few problems. He did. Matthew Long, what do you think would be good suited fights for Chisora at this point? I would like to see Chisora fight Ortiz. I want to see that fight because he's older. I want to see Usyk fight Fury. You know, I would love to see. I would love to see Wilder versus Usyk. I got my money on Ryan Garcia, but Campbell ends in an easy fight by no means. No, I just hope he's fresh enough, fast enough, good enough, in his prime enough to beat Campbell. You know, Chisora for Dubois. Nah, I don't want to see that. Dubois is too fresh for Chisora. I want Chisora to take on somebody that's been there for a while. He deserves that much. Usyk versus Joseph Parker would be a great fight. It would be. It would be a very good fight. Two fast guys. You know, yeah, I would like to see that fight, honestly. You know, but I think the same way um, Parker beat Ruiz, I think Usyk would beat him. You know what I mean? Usyk destroys Fury. Wow. Okay. I want to see Dubois versus Wilder. You know that fight was brewing for a while because Frank Warren mentioned that. Remember that? Frank Warren mentioned that he would like to make that fight possible. Interesting stuff. Usyk would beat Wilder. Usyk is quicker. Yeah, he's very deceptive. However, when he fought Bellew, Tony caught him with a few right hands. He did. And that's why you want to see that fight. Because you want it ain't the question of can Usyk outbox Wilder. Can he do the shit for 12 rounds? That's the question you ask yourself. Because it'd be that, oh, we have 10 seconds left in the 12th round. Oh, Jim, down goes Usyk. He's not getting up. That type of shit happens. And while I was waiting, I didn't show what round, but I know his ass was going down though. To this day, Bob Squad. I'm like Jesus. Yep, and that's what he would do. Absolutely. Parker Dubois would be good. That would be good too. If Ali and Foreman had a second fight, do you think Ali would have knocked Foreman out again? Something I always thought. Jordan, that's a good question. I think George would probably. I mean, George only knew one way too. Ali rope doped him. Ali was like, "Hey, let this guy punch himself out." Alexander Niese punch to you from Germany. Germany in the house. When the pandemic is under control, we will see some action. I'm sick of all the glove gate conspiracies. Yeah, that's all we're having. Glove gate conspiracies to this day. All right. Mr. Person. According to Wilder channels, WWF style Tyson Fury Wilder still undefeated. Yeah, I mean, hey, that's Elvis is still alive, so is Tupac. Okay? People believe certain shit becomes myth. He never got beat. It was all fathomized. Fathomized. You fathomized that shit. My adversity. Pai Mei, counterpunch to you. Man, you're catching the ass end of a very, very special edition of Counterpunch Boxing News Q&A. But anyway, you guys, thank you for coming on. I'm going to get off here. Got to go to the gym. Got to get things ready. Got to get things together. Okay, wait. Do you think Lennox Lewis ducked Klitschko for the second fight? Lennox Lewis ducked Vitali. Yes, he did. He didn't want any of that. Even though he said he was going to retire before he fought them. Based on how that fight went, you went out like a pussy. I got to be real about that. And that's crazy. Imagine if Fury Fitz Wilder again comes out of retirement and dings that chin. That's crazy. No, I'm not gonna miss training. Alexander Nisik. Kurt, how do you know Wiley? Oh, the king of grime. Yeah, yeah. Good friends of mine. I was supposed to see him in June, but this is well, it's July now. But the pandemic stopped it all. So I was going to do some interviews and go over there. But anyway, yeah, yeah. But definitely, I'm coming to the UK pretty soon. Might be in December now, or maybe next year because everything just got put on hold this year. But anyway, guys, got to go train. Got to put in leg day. Happy Fourth to everyone that celebrates it. Right. Everybody on the chat, Aaron, K Slays, Pi May, Alexander Nisik. There I go. Mr. Person, Chris Morris, all you guys. Fresh Prince, did you hear about Khabib's father passing away? Damn, I hate to hear that. Yeah, I know he was sick for a while. I'll do a video on that. But I'm sorry to hear that. That's shitty news. But anyway, guys, I'll do that after I get back from training. Everybody on the chat, you guys been counterpunched. Have a great day. Be safe. Peace.